This is Mr. C. We want to help him run for Senate this upcoming election. Follow us through this list of steps to achieve it. First, Mr. C has to move to Maryland because he's currently a resident of D.C., and D.C. isn't an official congressional state, so it doesn't have any senators. To become a representative, he must reside in the state and meet certain requirements. He has to be a citizen and fulfill the specific criteria set by each state. To run for Congress in Maryland, Mr. C needs to reside in the state for at least 6 months and be at least 25 years old, according to the rules set by Maryland. Other states may have different rules, as the power to regulate elections to a certain extent is reserved for the states. Having a good record is important too. You can't have participated in a rebellion against the country or been an enemy of the state. Article 1 of the Constitution outlines the eligibility criteria for members of Congress. Now, Mr. C needs to build a campaign team and establish an authorized campaign committee. He starts by filing the necessary paperwork with the Secretary of State and the Federal Election Commission. Filing his candidacy with the Secretary of State and the FEC is an essential step for Mr. C to officially run for Congress. The FEC is an independent regulatory agency in the United States. Its primary role is to enforce and administer campaign finance laws for federal elections. A case involving the regulations by the FEC arose in Citizens United versus FEC. It centered on campaign finance laws and the ability of corporations and unions to spend money on political advocacy. The court ruled in favor of Citizens United, asserting that restrictions on such spending violated the First Amendment's protection of free speech. This decision led to increased corporate and union influence in elections and the formation of super PACs.
The difference between super PACs and normal political action committees is that super PACs are allowed to raise and spend unlimited amounts of money from corporations, unions, individuals, and other entities for independent expenditures, which include political advertisements and other forms of political advocacy. They are also not subject to contribution limits that can't coordinate with the candidate or political parties. There are non-connected and connected PACs. Non-connected PACs do not have a connected organization. That is, no corporation or labor organization establishes or administers the PAC. If a super PAC were to form in favor of Mr. C, they could create signs to support him, but not directly donate money to him. Here, Mr. C meets with his campaign team, discussing strategies. Winning his party's primary is crucial. There's a lot of paperwork involved, and he'll need a specific number of signatures from members of his party to participate in the election. This is an example of how participatory democracy works in selecting nominees for the primary. Individuals get directly involved in the process. Through advertisements, rallies, and fundraising efforts, he can raise his popularity. Mr. C's campaign volunteers can distribute pamphlets and engage with potential supporters. News reporters, a form of a linkage institution that connects citizens to the government, often engage in horse race coverage, focusing on polls rather than policies. For example, often there will be more polls focused on who people think will win, rather than the candidate's values and stance on important political issues. So it's harder for Mr. C to make his policies clear. But with enough indirect support and finance through super PACs, it is possible for Mr. C to get his stance to the people.